Good morning. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Welcome in. I have my banner running, and I hope everyone's having a great day so far, a great morning. And if you are not ready a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe. Like the video as you come in. And this video is about Shaq. I appreciate Shaq. Shaq is one of the Gen X legends. I actually, of course, was able to watch Shaq during the time that he was in the league. I always appreciated Shaq and his happy-go-lucky attitude. But when it was time for Shaq to get down to business, everybody knows that he could and did get down to business. So I appreciate Shaq for what he is doing. And what he's doing is supporting Angel Reese. So welcome in. Click the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Good morning, Dot Willie. I appreciate Dot Willie coming in and speaking. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great morning, Dot Willie. This is on Shaq and Angel Reese. So as you know, Angel Reese has been the victim of some bullying from an older man, Robert Griffith III. They used to call him RG3. I don't think he's ever been cool enough for that name. He certainly doesn't deserve it now. Not going to give him any nicknames, but I'll call him RG3 because that'll let you know who he is. He was former quarterback for the Washington Redskins. He got hurt. They treated him like he was some superhuman raccoon type person that could recover very quickly. And so he was pushed back onto the field, used up, cast out, and now he's on a podcast abusing verbally Angel Reese with his wife in the background, sipping tea, cackling, aging like milk. So he's finally been called out by none other than Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, who has a podcast as well, but we remember Shaq from his sports accomplishments. He's an NBA All-Star. He has a number of NBA championships with the Lakers. He got almost right there when he was with the Orlando Magic. Shaq is the man, and it's sports related. It's not just after a stalled sports career like Robert Griffith III, he went out there and started talking about somebody else. So first I want to pull up, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you some of what Shaq had to say. I will share the Neighborhood Talks post first. And I don't know if you can see behind me, this is what started everything. I'm going to share my screen here. This is the 2K26. You know, they have the games. The games are very lucrative, and they also do a lot for the sports. Welcome back, Mama Bees. Mama Bees has been on vacation. I hope she really enjoyed herself, and I'm happy to have you back. So Mama Bees came in speaking to everyone. She's one of the moderators as well. And then also we have TNTG Mom. Thank you so much for coming in, TNTG Mom. They're speaking to each other in the chat. I'm speaking about Shaq standing up for Angel Reese. So Angel Reese is our internet niece, okay? And we see what she goes through. She gets a lot of hate, and I think it's jealousy. People are jealous of her, and that's why she's getting that hate. So Shaq had to come out finally and address another grown man to grown man, who's been making fun of and picking at Angel for quite some time. Sharon Goblet, welcome in. Thank you so much. She came in speaking to everyone. Thank you. So I want to share. I'm going to actually share my screen so I can share some of what Shaq said and then just give some of my views on it. And I want to see, well, Ryan Clark was one of the first ones to speak out. This was the other incident where RG3 was initially making fun of Angel on his podcast, accusing her of hating Caitlin Clark, which we don't know whether the girl hates her or not. I don't like the girl. I find her to be rude. I find her to be a young female Kevin McHale lookalike. I don't like Caitlin Clark. I don't think she addresses her racist fans, and there are things about her I don't like. I can't say that about Angel Reese because I don't know whether or not Angel Reese hates the girl or not. I know she's a competitor. I know in college they had that competition, and that's what it is. But this is what started everything. You see this 2K26 cover? This is for the game that comes out. She made the cover. Anyone from the WNBA could have been selected. Angel was selected, and it's an amazing choice. It's a great choice. If it wasn't her, maybe it would have been Asia, but it's Angel. Okay, Angel Reese is the name I think about when we think about the WNBA now. Other people are upset because it wasn't Kevin McHale Jr. Okay, they're upset about that. So we have Angel Reese on the cover. Then we have RG3 tweeted something supposedly in support of Angel, but in doing that, he actually amplified a post. Somebody took this beautiful girl's face, angel face, and photoshopped a monkey onto it. And this was supposed to be comedy or something that was funny. The person had about 25 followers. I'm hearing he had 59 followers. I don't know how many followers he had, but it was one of those tiny accounts. RG3, who has millions of followers, took that, retweeted it, and then he's saying, this is not right. They shouldn't do this. Now, if you know who RG3 is, he is a troll. He looks like a troll. He's a raccoon. He's been one, and he's very problematic. He's also obsessed with this girl right here. So I question his motives in actually saying that he's posting that to let people know that that's not right. In my opinion, that's not why he did that. He did that to amplify the post. So that is what my issue is with him now. And I want to showcase what Shaq actually said when he addressed him. Let's see. Don't get on, boo. Sit right there. Don't move over here.
Punch in your fucking face. Okay?
Let me rewind
It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job.
Okay, I'm going to rewind it and then share this. Okay. Hopefully I didn't go back too far. They're talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right there. Shaq's speaking about feuds and different things that he's had in his past.
Like during free throw, I'm looking at him, I was like, that fucking Kareem? He's like, he's not glancing. So I was like, oh shit. So next couple plays down, I'll do a sky hook as a tribute. And I look at Kareem, he still got his head down. Now I'm motherfucking pissed. Kobe, don't shoot. Don't nobody shoot. Get it to me. End up having 61, but saw Kareem one time in the Final Four, and he said,
okay, this is early on. I'm going to go right to where he's talking about addressing this man speaking on this girl continually. Okay.
Couldn't take it. So people thought we have beef. I don't have beef with men. All these beautiful women in the world, well, I don't have beef with a man. I don't care about no man. Oh, speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese and punch in your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. Sorry about that.
By all means. By all means.
Yeah, you needed to take your time and say that. I'm curious to know, like, what just with the whole conversation that's been happening around RG3, Angel, her hatred towards Caitlin Clark.
She's supposed to hate her, so what?
Yeah.
I hated the Clippers. I hated the Celtics. It's not real hate. If we look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. I don't want you to like no other people's podcasts. Fuck them all. Competition. That's what the world's built on, competition. Like, first of all, let them girls, like, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like, it's a shame. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. So, like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. Let it go. So what? He hates her. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's y'all category. Stay out of them people's category.
Mm.
Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. He hates her. So what? Hate ain't the real word. It's just competition. I hated Christian Laettner in college. Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna.
He was fundamentally sound. He was winning championship. Do you know who Christian Laettner is?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's fundamentally sound, good looking dude, and he kept winning championship. I fucking hated him. So every time
Okay, y'all, that is this is from Bailey Jackson and Lachelle Smith. They're in the WNBA and they have a podcast. So they had Shaq on there. And this is Shaq had to address RG3 finally, because this man acts like he obsessed. I think somebody that looked like Angel might have turned him down back when he was in high school. So then he had to get with the white girls who lie to him and tell him that he's beautiful. I think he's ugly. I happen to think he's ugly. And I wouldn't be his type. He probably would think I'm ugly. But there's a certain type of raccoon that turns on Black women when the right one turns him down and she's not kind about it. I'm speculating as to why he's fixated on Angel Reese, who's 23 years old. This ninja's closer to 40. He's closer to her mom's age. Angel Reese's mother finally had to address this ninja over continually picking on her daughter. And there's Shaq. I'm going to read some of the comments. First, we have Sharon Gobble. I put that up there. I love Angel Reese, and I'm glad Shaq spoke out on her behalf. Me too, because it's gone on too long. We remember another incident where he's sitting there talking about this girl, supposed to be talking about basketball. His wife sitting there drinking tea and laughing. Why is your wife sitting there in the background? She can be there. I heard they have a podcast together, but she should have been front and center with him then. She was behind him in this one, and he started, mocking. You know how they claim we all have these mannerisms and all do the same thing. And that's not, Angel didn't do anything like that, but that's what he was doing in order to berate her and make her less than his wife, who he calls milk. He objectifies the woman as milk, and he's supposed to be cookies. Just disgusting. And here is Dot Willie said he don't want that smoke from Shaq. He doesn't, and I'll be interested to see whether or not he responds back to Shaq, calling him out directly. And said, I'm going to punch you in your effing face. You know, my channel's kind of PG, but that's Shaq. He can say what he wants to. I can't censor Shaq. So he said, I'll punch you in your effing face. He took his shades off and let the man know. Let me turn my camera off. I think I'm frozen. I have to figure out why that happens. I apologize, everybody. But I'm so happy to see Shaq address that, because we do need a man to talk to him. Ryan Clark talked to him. People got mad at Ryan because he mentioned, you objectify your wife. She seems like a nice person. Oh, don't bring up the man's wife. You know how they like to deflect. He wasn't even criticizing the wife, who, in my opinion, deserves criticism. Clark is a clear people's great white hope. She's overrated, in my opinion. She hasn't accomplished more than Angel. Sharon Gobble, she has not. And you cannot pick the people's choice. Angel is getting the numbers that her game has greatly improved. She's always been amazing in my eyes since Louisiana State. Now, Shaq is a fellow Louisiana State alumni, and so he had to take his little sister under his wing and say, look, we're not doing this. Did you hear the part that stuck out to me when he said, I'm the one calling her, telling her not to respond. So he finally probably said, I got it, little sis. Let me handle this. This is light work. I'm going to handle this. This is too much. Yeah, that Willie, isn't that disgusting? That's what he calls his own wife. And he's supposed to be cookies. If you're in love with this woman, this is the mother of your children, and it's the second glass of curdled milk that he done had. So if they're so great, where's the first glass of milk? You had to trade it in for another glass of milk. Somebody over there aging like milk, and you are fixated on Angel. Good morning, Raymel. Good morning. You came in the middle of a rant about RG3. But the title is Shaq Stands Up for Angel. So I was happy to see that. We had Ryan Clark first. Then finally we had Shaq came off. The podcast is called Off the Record, but he went on the record and let him know we're not doing this. Before that, we had Angel Reese's mother have to talk about her daughter and defend her daughter to this man. RG3, actually, he's closer in age to the mother. So that lets you know there's something kind of weird and untoward, in my opinion, going on. Like, you got some kind of fixation on this girl. And Shaq even said, leave these girls alone. Because Bailey Jackson And Michelle, they have their podcast. If they're speaking sports, they can speak on any sports, but they're specialists in women's basketball, the WNBA players. If they're saying something about the rivalry or the competitiveness, their stats, who should be chosen for the game cover, I can understand that. But RG3 to come way out of retired football, retired with injuries, I might add, and speak on this girl constantly. I can't name another athlete that RG3 talks about the way that he talks about Angel Reese. Welcome in, CC. One of my moderators came in speaking to everyone. We're talking about Shaq standing up for Angel Reese, and I was so happy to see it. So I want to share another post regarding that because her mom had to come out. Now, when do you hear Angel Reese's mom? I haven't seen her in forever. Angel Reese's mom was on her podcast. This girl squeezed in so many hours to her day. She gets the same 24. She makes a different use of them. So she has a podcast called Unapologetically Angel. Her mother was on there. It wasn't quite a year ago, but she retired her mother, if you don't know that. The mother's relatively young. She's 40-something. She's closer to RG3's age than Angel is. She retired her mom, gave her mom a house, but you don't really see Angel Reese's mom out there like that. The lady had to come forth, finally say something, because this man would not leave her daughter alone. Finally had to say something like, you're lying. Because he claimed people in her camp have called me and told me this, that, and the other. So she had to say, you're lying. She called it cap. What the kids say, cap. So that means it's BS. That means you're not telling the truth. And I'll read a little bit of the article. So his post wrote, I've been quiet on the Angel Reese front. I'm going to fast forward because, y'all, I cannot stand raccoons. I don't like them. I don't want to see him hit by a car or anything, but I hate raccoons. So I've been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife, kids, and family receiving death threat. Lies. This is all lies. He's saying all this stuff that she shared something that caused him to be attacked. Anything Angel Reese does is in defense of herself. He's reiterating again that he said that she hates Caitlin Clark. She does not. It is sports. It's competition. And if she does, she don't have to like that girl. I don't like Kevin McHale Jr., and I don't have to like her. So here's the lie that the mother called out. People in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right. Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because the media always asking her about Caitlin and being constantly compared to her. Some people made it about race, and I never did. I never will. Instead of becoming the villain, I decided to just not. Okay, he don't want to talk about it, but here he is tweeting to his millions of followers talking about it. And when he did that, y'all, he shared the picture. Angel's beautiful Y2K cover for the game. Person had put a freaking monkey over our Angel's face, okay? This is disgusting. So the mother finally, here she is finally, she didn't say anything. This post prompted a response from Angel Reese's mom. She's also named Angel. So Angel Reese has Angel, get your mini-me. I love that. As she called RG3 out for what he said about her daughter hating Caitlin Clark. Man, stop with the cap. That's BS for those of us that, I didn't know that. Kids told me that. Man, stop with the cap. My daughter's circle is so small and tight. So I'd be interested to know who called you. Whomever you say called you is not in her circle to speak on her feelings toward a media fandom made up beef. Stay on that side because the doors are closed over here. So let me see. Oh, somebody responded. When someone responded by saying, respectfully, as a parent of an adult, you should be sitting this conversation out. If you raise your child correctly or they ask for your input on this, you just look stupid arguing on the internet. So Reese's mom answered back. She offered another retort, as she should, because he lied. RG3 lied. Yes, someone from his inner circle called me and asked for my input. So now what? See how that works? You see, they're trying to get in touch with her circle, even lying and saying someone from her circle is contacting them and giving him information, which is not true. So he's trying to incite this thing. And it's already, I think the fans are responsible as well. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, where actually it's not. Clark is with the Fever, Reese is with Chicago Sky. And when they play each other, they play each other. But there doesn't need to be anything personal between them. I think some of the fans do like to do that. Honestly, I haven't had anything for or against Kevin McHale since they left college. I thought the thing where they would do the, you see me now thing, I found that pretty funny because I feel like Caitlyn started it, Angel finished it, and that's when everybody got upset. I'm still frozen. Let me close this. That's when everybody got upset. Here's Sharon Gabo. This is me too, exactly. I'm surprised Angel can perform the way she does with all the hate and negativity towards her. It's really getting alarming, and what her mother and the people in her circle are concerned about. Not only you take this 23-year-old girl, put all this hate toward her, then you got this grown man over here with millions of followers. He's doing the same thing. Caitlin Clark, I'll make fun of her a little bit and call her Kevin McHale Jr. She's not said a lot, but is that really her job to come out and check people? She's not driving that. That is these grown men over there doing that. And it's wrong. It's not going to be right. And I'm surprised she can perform too, but that's what being an athlete and being a supreme competitor does. Everybody saying good morning to each other. I wonder, will that clown react the same way toward Angel's brother? I don't think so, Sharon Gabo, because men like him only have smoke for women or people they perceive as weaker. He didn't really come back at Ryan Clark like that. He said a little something, but then he tried to deflect and say, "You're talking about my wife." This man wasn't talking about your wife in a negative way. He was chastising you for stereotyping her and calling her milk and objectifying her. Good morning, Sandra. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. We were talking about Angel Reese getting defended by Shaq. And Shaq has a daughter that I think she plays in college now. But I remember seeing this little baby on TV. One of he and Shawnee's kids, all his kids are athletic. One of them had a heart issue, but he played basketball as well. And Shaq said if that were his daughter, there'll be no talking. But I love the fact that he offered to punch RG3 in his face. Now I want to see how RG3 is going to respond. He's going to respond in one or two ways. He's going to be a victim. He's going to lie again and claim he doesn't have anything personal toward Angel Reese, and he's not really invested in a feud between her and Caitlyn. Or I don't think he would ignore it because he's an attention guard too. He loves the attention. He's not getting the attention any other way. He's not employed right now by anyone. I guess he makes money from his podcast. ESPN didn't want him, doesn't want him. They may have him come over there and be a raccoon of a Jason Whitlock type. They just fired their other raccoon, Emmanuel Ocho. So he's out here crying after carrying their water for so long. But I don't know if they'll bring him back or not. Sandra agreed. Yeah, we'll see how he's going to respond. I want to share the screen one more time because Sharon brought up, how does Angel even manage to perform with all this spotlight and all of that? How does she do it? So I have a few things that I want to show of her. All right, I did show the cover. Let me see. And she has a lot of stuff on her Instagram page. And I actually started following her because you know how you just get random posts. Something came through my timeline and I was looking at it and I said, oh, there's Angel Reese. I remember the LSU when they won the championship, and Jill Biden, when she was first lady at the time, was saying, oh, I think it would be great if both the teams could come, and try to invite the losing team just because the team that a lot of people wanted did not win. And LSU, of course, the black team, won. They beat Caitlin Clark's team, and they were kind of upset about that, even though they were pretending that's not what it was. They want to do like a kumbaya. But when somebody wins, that is the person that goes to the White House. It's always been that. It's never been, well, we're going to have both teams. But you know how people like to change the rules when they don't get their own way. So that's when I became more aware of Angel Reese, especially when she started to get that hate in her senior year. And she made a flip comment. She's in her 20s, of course, early 20s. I'll be the villain. You want me to be the villain? I'll be the villain. And then they started going, oh, you're the villain. We're going to make you the villain. And then the head raccoon in charge at that time, Emmanuel Ocho, was like, you can't cry that you're the villain. He was one of the first ones to jump on this bandwagon as far as trying to abuse this girl verbally. So here's her. I'm sharing this. This is her Instagram. There is the beautiful Angel Reese, who goes by, look at that, Bayou Barbie. That used to be her nickname in college. Some people still call her that. So she lists herself first and foremost as an entrepreneur, which I love. She's founder of the Angel Reese Foundation. She is the co-owner of DC Power FC. DC Power FC is a soccer team. I clicked on that showed up a soccer team. So she is the host of the podcast I mentioned, Unapologetically Show. She's the host there. She's had the Vogue cover. This is her on a private jet on the way to one of her games. There's Angel in her sky, one of the uniforms. There was another one. This is how she shows up to the game. This is what I really love. When I started following her, she would do like she does like a runway thing. She'll show what she have on. This is ode to Mary J. Blige, Not Gonna Cry. And she's playing one of Mary J's songs in the background. Fine, fine, fine. And this is her at one of her practices. Here's Angel again. This was when she went to, this going to be her signature shoe drop. And y'all, that's going to be a Reebok product. I'll show that. Here it is. Look at that, y'all. So they're coming soon. Remember Asia Wilson just released her shoe by Nike and they sold out. They keep selling out. I haven't gotten a pair yet. I want to get my nieces a pair. It's a beautiful pink. Asia Wilson loves pink, that hot magenta pink. So hers are Nikes. These are Angel Reese's Reeboks. So you see that? She's still on her grind. She's steady in her business. And I love that. She should do that. Yeah, this is from the topic we were talking about, Sandra. I can't believe he reposted that picture. And when he did that, and then the little paragraph he put up, kind of like he's chastising the people that did that, like, this is not right. That guy had 25 or 50 followers, okay? Those people saw it. I don't know how you saw it unless you were following the account, or maybe it's a setup and it's a fake account that RG3 or his wife had. I don't know. This is allegedly, and in my opinion, because how can he find that? So he reposted to his millions of followers. And Ryan Clark got out there and said, I hadn't heard or seen anything about this until RG3 was the one that brought it nationally, internationally. And you know when he did it? When she got the cover of the game and when she announced her shoe. So there's nothing wrong with this man, y'all. And he needs to be checked not only by her mama, but now another man, none other than Shaquille, has checked him and offered to punch him right in his face. Dot that other eye. He got a black looking eye. With a lot of raccoons, well, they have two black eyes, but dot that other eye, Shaq, and just go ahead and pay him because you know he's going to sue you. Here's Sharon. If you notice, Clark actually tells her coach what to do in huddles and sideline. Yeah, that girl gets to do whatever she wants. A towel girl, hand her a towel. She almost snatched that little girl hand off, taking the towel. And the towel girls are like, they're local kids, they're teenagers and stuff. They love doing that, like the little water boys in baseball. So for her to be so nasty to this girl, and nobody says anything to her. And she was threatening a referee. Somebody was reading her lips. She was saying, I'm going to call the WNBA on you. Telling one of the refs. How does a player threaten a ref? I just think Kevin McHale Jr. has a nasty attitude. I'm not going to blame her too much for her fans because her fans are using her, weaponized her for their own purposes. And I don't know if it's her place, but if it were me and I had a fandom that were being aggressive like that, I think I would say something. I don't know if it's her place to say anything or not, but she's wrong. Yeah, that coach is actually scared of her. She's scared of her. But Angel is steady in her bag. She's steady doing the things that she's supposed to do. I'm so proud of her. I'm happy that she has more people defending her. And that's as it should be. If you're not already following her over here on IG, just go over there and give her a follow. You'll see the craziest stuff in her comments. Sometimes she does scrub it. Sometimes she'll leave the foolishness up. So she's Angel Reese 5. She's over here. She has her 5 million followers. But it would be a lot of grown men in there talking crazy about this girl, which is that's crazy to me. Like, what is wrong with y'all? That this is her. This is how this is one of the things she calls this. She got putting out a patent for Me Bounds. I think she got that from a fan. So she has merch available. Me Bounds, Reese Bounds, Rebounds. So she has merchandise available, t-shirts and stuff. That's going to be for the Angel C. Reese Foundation. Y'all, it's to fight against cyberbullying. Because like Sharon said, how does she function in that? She's rich, she's famous, she's beautiful, she's tall. She's got the likes of a Shaq and Ryan Clark and her own mom. Bernice King, y'all. Yes, that one. Bernice King had to come out and defend this girl. So she has people that stand in her corner. But when you think about people that are cyberbullied, you know how many children, young people have taken themselves out of here over cyberbullying? So I love the fact that Angel Reese is showcasing this. I think that's really good. And it's a great cause as well. And everybody, this is right here at a half hour. I want to thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra this morning. I appreciate it. I want to lift up Angel Reese, appreciate Shaquille O'Neal, Ryan Clark, all of the good men that would stand up to the likes of a raccoon like Robert G3 when he's trying to bully someone that's not even in his age group. Leave her alone. Talk to her mother or her dad or anyone else, but leave this girl alone. Or Shaq said you could talk to him. I don't think he'll do that, but he's welcome to. And I'd love to see him and Shaq have a sit down about it. But I don't think he'll take him up on that. Thank you so much, Dot Willie. Dot Willie is one of my day ones. Very positive. Great show, Sandra P. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the YouTube streets. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Ooh, you can't end my live.